Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Life with Patty. Happy Saturday afternoon. I already uploaded a video this morning for mine and Kathy's open collab for our hashtag Patty and Kathy's open collab, which we did. The prompt was napkins. So if you haven't seen that, head on over and check that out. But for all of you book lovers, I am going to do a book review today. I finished my book, Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. It was 557 pages. I did do on my Mondays, what am I currently reading, and gave you some updates on it. Basically, it's about a set of twins, and there's the good twin girl and the bad twin girl. They're grown adults. And the bad twin is always getting into trouble, and she uses her sister's identity sometimes to get away with things. And the good twin ran out on her marriage, or she ran off before her wedding, like the day of her wedding, she just took off. And I won't tell you why she did that, but in the book, it will tell you later on why she ran away from getting married to the guy she was going to marry. And then she ends up in this small town because this is where it's, I believe it's called Knoxville, where her sister called her and told her to meet her. When she got there, her sister had already taken off, and she went to look for her. Her sister stole her car and then went to her motel, stole a bunch of stuff from there, and left her 11-year-old daughter there that the good sister didn't know anything about. So she ends up raising this 11-year-old daughter, falls in love with her. The sister, the bad sister, comes in and out of the book, but she does meet a guy named Knox that Naomi falls in love with Knox. And at first, when I did one of my what is my current read, I was like, are we really going to have to go 500 pages before they fall in love? No, about 200 pages in, they do fall in love. Well, they hook up and have sex. And let me tell you, I am going to rate this book a 4 out of 5 because there was a lot of sex scenes in there, a lot of explicit sex scenes in there. At first, when they first hooked up, there was one, and I thought, okay. But it continued throughout the book a lot. It doesn't bother me with sex scenes, but I almost felt like it was a little too much, you know? So that is why it's going to go a rating from a 5 to a 4, because it was just a bit much for me. But I don't want to give the whole book away. So they did hook up, and then they did break up, and then hook up again, So I basically told you a lot of the book, but it goes on about the family life with Naomi's family and Knox's family and blending as one family. And it was a good story. It really was a good story. There is a second book to it. I looked for it today at Target. They didn't have it, but they do have it on Amazon, and I probably will order it. I'm not big into series books, but it seems like this one and Catfish both are a series of 3. So I did get the second one for Catfish, and I am going to read that one. So I will get this one too. It is a good book. I don't want to downsize it, but I just felt like there was a little bit too much sex scenes in there for me. That's my personal opinion. Lucy Score is a very popular author. I've read one other book of hers. I can't remember which one it was that I've read, but she has a lot of good books out. She has a lot of top books out. This book was at Target today. So if you're interested in reading it, it is there. At least it wasn't my Target. So there you go. It's a good book. It's a good read. It's a good story. But if a sex scenes are going to turn you off from this is not your book, because there's several, not just one. And then when I was almost done with the book, I thought we were done with the sex scenes. No, we're not. We go again, and they're pretty explicit. So just saying, if that doesn't bother you, you'll probably give this a 5. So that was that read. Now I've just gone on to a very easy read, Invisible by Danielle Steele. I do this a lot with Danielle because she's predictable and just an easy, comfortable read. So I'm only into this book 10 pages. I'm only on page 10. I just started it this morning. But once again, it takes you from the very beginning in, and she fills you in about the first 50 pages, what's going on, and then the story starts. That's how Danielle's books work. So right now we're just finding out that, this couple, that they have a daughter together and they fight all the time, and the daughter feels like she's invisible, like they don't even see her because all they do is fight, and the daughter's just kind of forgotten about. And she stares out the window and sees other kids playing, and she wonders if their families fight too. So that's all just into page 10, so we'll see what happens. I hope it's not another one, because sometimes Danielle Steele's books become violent with child abuse, and I hope that doesn't happen with this one. I mean, neglecting your child is one thing, but I hope there's no physical abuse. A lot of times Danielle's books, the father takes off and just leaves the kid, and the kid's with the mother and miserable. So we'll see what happens. But in this one, after just 10 pages, both Antonia, and I forget the husband's name. I think it's Adam for some reason. I want to think. They are both only children, and both of their parents have passed away. So the little girl has no siblings, she has no cousins, she has no grandparents. She has just her mom and dad. And same thing with her mom and dad. They have no extended family. So we'll see what happens from there. And I will let you know. It should be a fast read. It's only 352 pages, I believe. So that's a fast read. 353 pages. So yeah, it'll be a fast read. But I always seem to read her after I read a long book or a very heavy book. And there's so many Danielle Steele books. I've read many of them, but she produces like 3 a year. So I always have her to fall back on. So those are my book reviews. Question for this video. Has anybody read this book yet? If you have, let me know your rating on a 1 to 5. Has anybody read this book yet? If you have, let me know your rating on this one from a 1 to 5. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday and your long weekend if you get the weekend off. I just went to a birthday lunch with 2 of my friends, and it was not very crowded in there because I guess everybody's at the lake or barbecues or somewhere besides here. So anyways, all right, you guys, have a great day. Take care. I'll see you back here real soon. Bye-bye.